statistics and you think Man City had the game.
Yes.
But if you actually watch the game, the best chances all went to Manchester United. And this was a complete walloping. I don't know what to call it. I don't know how better to term it than that. But it was a frustrating performance from Manchester City.
I don't know, but what do you think Carrick told the boys? Because you can see there's a camaraderie when the second goal came in. You could see Casemiro jumping over the coach.
Yes.
It's like they're buddies.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And I think this is what happens when you bring back a club legend who has the identity of the club like right in his blood. I mean, this is a guy who you feel will be willing to go right back onto that pitch and play. You see the facial expressions of Sir Alex Ferguson every single time Manchester United is not performing. And you can tell this is a guy who deeply loves and cares for the club. So I think this guy comes back, and the Manchester United players, of course, know him as a club legend, and they respect him and they listen to what he tells them, because it goes beyond how well he coaches and stuff like that, to how well the team believes in his ideas and his proposals and his game plan. So I think it's such a situation where the players really love and respect their new coach. And
when you talk about the coach, there's something new which I saw there: aggression off the ball, fantastic directness with it. Carrick is, I think, a fan of what you could see, and that was missing with Amorim. You see that somehow guys are really aggressive off and on the ball.
Yes.
And they are pushing, and on the whole game, Man City had only one shot on target. One
shot on target. With Haaland on the team. Probably the best striker in the world. The best striker in the past few years. Just one shot. That tells you something. Like you say there, I agree with you 100% that you could see that Manchester United today was playing for one. They were playing for one another. One guy loses the ball and everybody gives chase. They are pressing in numbers. They really don't want to give Manchester City a chance. And this is not the man who we've known in the past few years. And so this sudden switch might be actually the change that Man U was always looking for, because you can really tell that from the game today, these are players who really want to win and who are motivated. They have seen a course and they are ready to go for it. I don't know what to say. I am completely dumbfounded. I didn't expect this at all.
I didn't expect it as well, because United, we thought that they would really struggle against this City side. But the City side, the lineup, didn't look like they were willing to push the City United side, because United were off the block very easily. And of course, even the substitution that Michael Carrick has done tells you that he's a person who knows what his team wants to apply. And he made some big decisions. Remember, one of the first decisions is you can put Cunha on the bench, and put Sesko on the bench, and put Mount on the bench.
Yes, and start Dogu.
In
an advanced
position.
Yeah.
That's massive.
That was massive. That was really massive.
Yeah, that's massive.
And also you see something else that I realized is he told his Manchester United players that you're not going to compete for position with Manchester City. Sit back, but don't give them space once they start attacking you. Just sit back, let them play their game, pass around, have the beautiful game. But once you have the ball, you have to be ruthlessly efficient.
And direct.
And that's what they've been. We're talking about 7 goals that were missed by a whisker, because it was just that offside decision that was centimeters, long, and a crossbar and a post. Oh my goodness. This was humbling. It was a humiliation for Guardiola.
So now Guardiola is in the title race.
He is.
What next for him? Because now, I think next week he hopes that the defender comes in.
Yeah.
Mark Guehi comes in. If Guehi comes in, then he'll be a bit in a position to shift that back four, because that back four of City is so weak.
It's so weak. That's
oh
right.
My goodness. Starting with Alin, starting with Lewis.
Ake
is the weakest. They can't even get position in United.
Yeah. They will. None of them will start.
But you see, there's a problem. Guardiola has never signed a left and a right back as well. I don't know why. Since Cancelo left, yeah,
he's not had. Yeah. But I'm thinking, just like you said, the defenders coming in like McGuire. There's something about one good centre back making the whole back line look solid. For example, at some point you've seen Virgil van Dijk do that. If you think Chelsea for so many years, you think John Terry and so many other evolving defenders playing alongside him. Thiago Silva came in for a very short stint at Chelsea, and everybody will remember him for a long time. It's advantageous that Arsenal has two really good centre backs, but for Man City it might just need the presence of Murgor, who is calm and composed on the ball, very gifted ball playing centre back, to actually change the way that whole back line plays. And not forget that once Stones is back and Diaz is back as well, probably they will have more options that will be playing well. But as it stands, I do not see Guardiola getting out of that pit soonest. They have Bodo in UEFA Champions League, but they could actually change the fortunes, because right after that, in the next EPL game, they go against Wolves at the Etihad.
That's a good one for them.
That's a good one that could actually boost back the morale. Bring them back, right? Yeah.
So now, in the other matches, apart from City and United, which has been done, Chelsea, Liam Lassoneo is taking the first game today in charge, officially as a Premier League match. And of course, he's playing against informed Brentford.
Very informed Brentford.
Informed Brentford.
Yes.
And let me tell you, Thiago, if you look at the guys you need to watch, Thiago is a revelation.
He is.
Fantastic striker. He's been scoring at will.
Yeah.
Fantastic player. I don't know, what do you think about the match between Brentford, Chelsea, Liam Rosonua versus Keith Andrews?
Completely difficult to tell exactly the result you will get from this, because there is only 2 points between the two, and their goal differences also are kind of the same. They have only Brentford have scored one goal more, and they have conceded 4 goals more than Chelsea, and there's only 2 points between them. Like you say, there is Thiago. These guys somehow find world-class strikers from wherever, and Brentford have yet another world-class striker in Thiago right now. I don't know if the players at Chelsea respond to Rosenior the same way Manchester United responded to Carrick, then we could see a problem for Chelsea here. But I think, and probably this could be a little bit controversial, that even though Chelsea is behind Brentford in the log, I think Chelsea is still the better team overall.
What I like about the lineup, I can tell you that even if you look at Liam Rosonua, he has made also big decisions there. Because remember, James has gone back to the right back where he originally plays, and that's where he should be playing. So most of the time he was playing in the middle of the park. And then remember, Chalobah, Adebayo and Cucurella makes the back four. And in the central midfield, interesting to put Captain Fernandes as a defensive midfield again alongside Caicedo. Funnily enough, I thought Caicedo would have played there alone. But
I felt like when these two started playing together at Chelsea, they used to play that way as central defensive midfielders, the both of them. And for me, and I could be wrong, I think that was the best system for Chelsea.
So now they have gone back where it's just back to basics. They are back at the base of that midfield. And then at the attacking trio is Garnacho, Palmer and Pedro Neto as attacking midfielders, and João Pedro at the attack. Interesting.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. And I'm looking and thinking there is a player they don't have available. Because I'm looking at their bench and I think all their best players are on the pitch tonight. But they are missing their Brazilian wonder kid, who is also not on the bench.
Yeah, I've not seen him.
Yes, I don't think he's on the bench. Cole Palmer starts, right? Cole Palmer starts at number 10. So I think this is the best, because Garnacho came in the last game against Arsenal and delivered.
Scored.
Scored. I think he scored twice, right?
Twice, yeah.
Yeah, so it's always good for when his confidence is still high to give him a start, and like it has happened. I think this is the best team that Liam Rosenau could start with today. But against this Brentford side, which is very, very unpredictable, I would expect any result. Tipping it a little bit towards Chelsea, because I still believe they're the superior side and they have the home advantage.
But remember that this side, they have an informed striker. They have a very good attacking midfielders in Shade, Jensen and Damsgaard. Fantastic. And
Yes.
they are defensive midfield Yomolik and Janelt. And of course the defense Kayode, Aja, Collins, Henry and Kelly Gould. Interesting team there. And of course Brentford are very high on the table, if people are asking. Brentford are on 33 points. They play 21 ahead of Chelsea, who are on 31 points. So Chelsea needs to win to be on 34, just behind Liverpool and Man United there. But Brentford is not also a pushover, because they are always doing very, very well and performing beyond expectation. And then there's another interesting match, of course. The Poodles, Liverpool, are facing Burnley right now. I don't know what you think about Liverpool-Burnley.
I would think that this match again favors whoever is historically stronger in this case, and I think this, unlike the other match we discussed, the gap in quality is a little bit broader. And on the table, Liverpool 5th on 35 points and Burnley 19th on 13 points, the second last team on the log. I don't really think there is much of a competition here, especially because I feel like a player like Florian Wirtz, who has not been performing, is finally firing in some way. Ekitike, always been good since he joined Liverpool from Frankfurt. So Bosley had a very weird moment in the last match they played, where he scored, but also, had a very, very funny mistake in defense that led to a goal from the Minos who they were playing against. But I'm thinking this team. I'm not a believer in some of the players who start for Liverpool. For example, I'm not a big fan of Milos Kakes at the expense of Robertson, and I don't understand why he keeps on getting game time ahead of Robertson, maybe. But I think this one is going to be a pretty easy match for Liverpool, and I don't see any other result but a Liverpool win.
But even Liverpool, there's another interesting person who is on the bench. Remember that McAllister gives them that stability in that team. And I think because of Florian getting his shooting boots right, he's now been picked ahead of McAllister.
Yeah.
But McAllister offers a lot of stability in that
I feel
team.
so as well.
Yeah.
I feel so as well. And I don't know if you've also realized that Liverpool and Chelsea and Man U have all gone in with the same formation. 100% similar formation.
Same formation.
Yeah, so probably it's the favorable formation to win games this weekend. I don't know. But it feels like a very, very stable formation on paper.
Yeah, very stable on paper.
Yeah.
Another match which is very interesting coming up, of course, is Tottenham Hotspur versus West Ham United. And of course, it's the same formation that we are talking about. Nuno Espirito Santo versus Thomas Frank is 4-2-3-1. And I can tell you, Kolo Muani today starts. And Xavi Simons starts at the number 10.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Then Tell on the wing and Odegaard.
Yeah.
What do you think?
These are two of the most erratic teams in the league.
Extremely.
Some of the two unpredictable teams you can have in the Premier League right now: Tottenham Hotspurs and West Ham. Some point this season, it seemed Tottenham were focused on being among the top teams in the league and probably in the top 4. But they are languishing in 14th. Although they are not so many points behind the top 4. They are on 27 points. That means just about 8 points behind Manchester United in 4th. But West Ham on 18th with 14 points could spring a surprise. At the beginning of the season, they were really, really bad. I remember them being hammered by Chelsea in their first or second match of the season. Some 5 goals and a very, very poor start generally. And they've won 3 matches since that time. I would expect any result from this match, to be honest. But owing to the fact that Tottenham is has scored more goals, has conceded less goals throughout the season, have more points, and have the home advantage, probably tipping it a little bit towards Tottenham. But I wouldn't expect an outright convincing, the 4-0, 5-0, 3-0 kinds of wins. But I will expect a very, very narrow win or even a draw in this case.
Nuno Espirito Santo came into this West Ham side when they were really, really struggling.
Yeah, he did.
And he's just really tried to turn it around. I don't know whether he stands a chance to make them survive this time around in the Premier League, or they might be as well heading to the relegation next year.
I don't know if he's just an unfortunate coach because he has been quite the journeyman over the past few seasons. I don't know yet about that. But I've seen Mourinho come to this Tottenham Hotspur side in the past and claim that this is a team that do not have the identity to go on and win major trophies. And although they want something, what was the name? Ange Postecoglou, and who was fired soon after.
Big Ange.
Yeah, Big Ange was told, we don't do that here. We don't win trophies here, so you shouldn't have done this. But I don't really feel like this is a team that should be challenging. Because at least even though Manchester United has been doing what it's been doing, they have a history to fall back to. And also they have some proper good signings who we have seen today perform. Ahmad, a young player, doing very well. Brian Mbeumo. They still have a world-class midfielder in Bruno Fernandes. For Tottenham Hotspurs, they don't have that. They have just been reliant on one defender. We have been arguing whether he is the best or among the best. That's Christian Romero. And nobody else really is in those levels or has been consistently good over the season. So I don't see Nuno doing very well in that team.
Interesting. Away from the West Ham, Tottenham, which is the London derby, there's also a very interesting match. Of course, Oliver Glasner of Crystal Palace said he's going to leave the team at the end of the season. I think he's going to leave because most of his players have been sold. And he's feeling like they're not rebuilding. He won an FA Cup last year. Now, today, the centre-back is gone. Remember that their midfielder was gone the other year, or the other one went to Bayern. So there's always people getting out of Crystal Palace at a higher rate than proper players coming in. So I think Oliver Glasner, and he's a master of this system Amorim used to play, this 4-3-2-1, and he started also with this 3-4-2-1, the one Amorim preferred formation, is the master of it in this Premier League, and he's been winning with it. So, of course, he has the same formation today, and I hear Jean-Philippe Mateta might be going to Juventus, and he's starting today.
Wow.
And, of course, Guehi is not here.
So I would also want to go if that's what's happening, because you don't lose Eze and then you lose, what's the name of this Bayern winger who was playing for Crystal Palace, and him as well, and also lose Mark Guehi without replacements of the same caliber and still keep hoping for results. You're not going to get the results.
You would not.
Yeah. And actually, even retaining this position, I'm almost certain he's doing this because, well, it's worked. Probably that's the way the team understands to play. But I'm sure he will want to change it because you want to start with a centre-back who is able to hold the three together. And now he's starting Lacroix, and that's where McGahey has been starting. So I don't really know if it's going to hold. But I feel once Crystal Palace lose some of these players who have been here for some time and who have really been the most influential players in the team, like you've said, Jean-Philippe Mateta leaving, Yeremy Pino just arrived the other day, and I am looking at the team and we don't have superstars anymore like we could have handpicked a few seasons ago or even a few weeks ago, because we could still be having
Eze.
Eze. I'm trying to remember. And Guay, and this very talented Bayern Munich, right?
Midfielder,
Yeah, I don't know why I'm forgetting his name, but he shouldn't in any way want to stick to a team that doesn't seem ready to survive by replacing what you're losing. You don't survive in business by selling flour and not putting more flour on the shelf. You don't do that.
Interesting that they are facing the revelation of the Premier League this season is Sunderland.
Yes.
Very hard. And as Granit Xhaka made a return in that central midfield and has brought these guys together in a way I don't. And their formation is even interesting. I always look at that formation and I laugh. They do 5-4-1. I have never seen that formation before. And they win with it or draw with it. And then there are like 5 defenders. Hume, Mukiele, Ballard, Adalret, Reynaldo in front of Rofs, their goalkeeper. And then in the mid of the park, of course, is Sadiki, Shaka. And then the wingers, Lafi and Moodle and Brobry. Hey, Brobry is a handful up front.
Yeah, he is.
He's a handful. He's a handful as a Mateta.
He is.
Yeah.
He's a very hard... the Crystal Palace player we're forgetting who went to Bayern is Michael Olise.
Olise, yes.
Yeah, Olise, very, very good in there. I think he's actually one of the finest Bayern players and players in the Bundesliga right now. Yeah, but going to Sunderland, yes. I think the minute they got promoted, one mistake that Burnley did the season they got promoted with Vincent Kompany is come up and not buy players who can... maintain your status in the league. So you realize that there is a dearth in quality once you come from the championship into the APL and you are not really able to compete. So you have to find a way to fight by having players who have the technical ability to fight against the big boys. And Sunderland knew that, and they signed players who could do that. For example, Renildo with a lot of experience. For example, convincing Granit Xhaka to come back to the APL for it. Brobbey also is an experienced player, and Nodi Mukiele is a player who has seen it all. Simon Adingra coming from Brighton and having been a good player. Actually, they won the immediate last AFCON, and he was the best young player. Arthur Masuaku. I mean, so many players have come in to help the team up, and I'm not surprised. I'm actually surprised they are doing as well as they're doing, but I'm not surprised they are able to survive in the league against the big boys.
No, they are actually beating the big boys, them.
They are. And they started even, I see they are 10th on the log right now. At some point they were in the top 5, top 4. At some point they were even second. So, yeah.
Interesting. Another, the second last match of the day, of course, is Leeds United versus Fulham, and Leeds, of course, has playing that 3-5-2, of course, and Fulham is playing that 4-2-3-1. And let me see, Daniel Fark lineup is very interesting. Darlow in goal, Justin, Randon, and Strujic as a back 3, Boogie, Aronson, Ampadu, Gue, and Goodmanson as the midfield 5, Calvert-Lewin and Okafor as the centre forward, the 2 of them. Then Marco Silva's side is 4-2-3-1, and I said Leno in goal, Bernard Leno, Castan, Henderson, Kueha, and Robinson in the back 4, Lukic and Sander Badge defensive midfield, Wilson, Smith-Rowe, and Sessegnon attacking midfielders, and Jimenez at the attack. What do you think of the two differently set out teams between Leeds United and Fulham?
And again, if we go with the winning formation this weekend, which is 4-2-3-1, then we think Fulham is winning it outright. But one of my brothers, and shout out to him, I know he's listening to this, tells me that every single time he hears that Leeds United have scored a goal, he knows it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin who scored the goal. So, and I think it wouldn't be different today because him and Noah Okafor are quite a handful. And I think these teams are more or less balanced. We wouldn't like pick out who can determine a game in these two lineups outright, and I wouldn't be surprised if anybody took a win from this game. I think they are pretty balanced games, and this goes down to who is more match fit on that specific match, or who take the opportunities better, or who has more luck. I mean, this is not a clear win for either side. This could be very, very well balanced. But I will tip the scales with my brother's assessment to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Team Ethan Ampadu is right there. I can see now Okafor and Gunbunson. Both teams are really good teams. The home team, most of the times, you think will be having the backing of the home fans and therefore the home advantage. So it's a very difficult game to tell. But one of the most exciting games we will see. Balanced games are always very exciting to watch.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And away from Leeds versus Fulham, the last match of the day is Arsenal facing the Forest.
Yes.
Will they get lost in the Forest?
No, the Forest will be set on fire.
Will they get lost in the Forest?
They wouldn't get lost in the Forest. I don't think Arsenal at this point is
going to
ready
get lost in the Forest
to anyone in the EPL. Apart from Manchester United, if Manchester United plays as it did today, but I don't think anybody else is ready to stand against this Arsenal. Remember, look, Arsenal loses Theuri to injury. And Arteta does not even worry about that because he can pluck Timber from the right and put him right there. Actually, he could put him on the left side where Theuri plays because he has Ben White on the bench to replace Timber where Timber should be playing. And Ben White is almost equally as good. The two centre backs are back and firing. That means players like Hincapié don't find game time anymore. In the centre, I don't know what I can say about Arsenal's midfield because Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard.
Fantastic trio.
It's a fantastic
and we left Eze out.
And we left Eze out because even in the front line, I'm not going to include him because I will use Trossard and Saka and Merino. I don't know if Merino is fit. Merino is fit. I will use Merino and not Gyökeres. I will use Merino in that position. And also Gabriel Jesus is back. So, I mean, this is a team that Arteta has way more options than he needs. And one last thing I will say about this Arsenal team. They play exactly as Manchester United played, with that belief and confidence and a kind of trust in the coach in such a way that you see them fighting for 90 minutes. There is nobody who is grumbling and they always find a way to win. They must not be playing very well, but they fight and they make sure that they go home with a victory. This one for me, 100% behind Arsenal and 100% sure that they are going to completely burn the Forest down to ashes.
They'll burn the Forest.
Absolutely.
But if you look at the teams, Arsenal form has been very good because the last match is only one which they had a draw, but they have been winning the last 5 matches without a loss. But the team with the worst record is Man City because Man City in the last 5 matches, actually 6 matches now after this United one, they've only won 2, drawn 3, lost 1.
That's very unfortunate.
Yeah.
For a team of that quality.
Yeah.
Not
it's
right.
Crazy. And then you remember Aston Villa hasn't played, but Aston Villa has won more. Also have won 4, lost 1 and drew 1.
Yes.
And of course after that is now United with a couple of very many draws before today's win.
If Aston Villa wins, they go to within 3 points of Arsenal. That is, Aston Villa doesn't play until tomorrow, right? Okay, so it doesn't happen. But I was thinking if they had played before Arsenal, or if Arsenal don't win and Aston Villa wins, they go to within 3 points of Arsenal. I mean, Man City could slowly lose their grip on
the title race.
Yeah. They could easily slip out of that, of contention. But
very easily, because what I'm seeing is that they've lost too many matches. They had 2 unnecessary draws, which is not helping their cause. Traditionally, City could not have been dropping points like that, but they've dropped.
They actually drew 3 consecutive games.
3 in 4 consecutive games. Because they drew 3 consecutive games and lost to United today.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's true.
That's 4.
True. Yeah, because the games that have been in between have been the EFL Cup and FA Cup. Yeah, that's 4.
That's 4.
3 draws and a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a row.
Yeah. That means they have dropped 2 by 3, 6 plus 3, 9 points.
They would have been ahead of Arsenal by far.
Yes. That's true. They've dropped 9 points. They would have jumped 9? Arsenal, yes. They would have jumped Arsenal by 3 points today.
Today. Interesting. And also, if you look at Liverpool also has been drawing. The last 3 games, they have been on draws. So today, they have to really turn it around.
Yeah.
The only team, Brentford, is the one which has been winning. So you can see that Brentford has a better performance as compared to this Liverpool side, but the advantage is Liverpool is facing bottom boys Burnley.
Yeah, Liverpool has an advantage. They need to make the most out of it and close the gap on the top 4. Actually, once they win, they will go above Manchester United. But they need to close the gap on the big boys, Man City and Arsenal, if they are really to be seriously in contention.
Okay.
Yeah, because at some point they are losing too many games. So for consecutive draws for Liverpool, knowing that they came from a position of consecutive losses, it's probably a little bit positive, not very good, but a little bit positive. They lost like 3 games in succession, so it's a little bit better look for Liverpool than it was at some point of the season.
Interesting. And maybe before we go for a break, the other interesting match is tomorrow, of course, the AFCON final. Lions of Teranga versus Morocco. Morocco are waiting for their 50th year to win the cup.
Yes.
The last time Morocco won AFCON was in 1976, and they've won it only once.
Yes.
And the only person standing in between them and the trophy is the Lions of Teranga.
It's Senegal.
Sadio Mane. Ilman Diaye.
Yes.
Pape Sarr.
Yes.
All those guys. What do you think tomorrow? Is it fireworks?
Like I was telling you, since 2024 March to this day, Morocco have lost once to Kenya. And that was in Chan, where, of course, it's the domestic
Cup players.
Domestic players who were playing. So, of course, we didn't have the likes of Ashraf Hakimi playing for their team. But that notwithstanding, if you have keenly followed the AFCON, you realize that Senegal, the only thing that stands between Senegal and the trophy is this Manchester United side. I don't think anybody else could come and beat Senegal in the form they are at. Unless you probably deploy Manchester United and bring them all the way to Morocco and ask them, okay, fine, you did one on Guardiola, so then
do this one for us.
Do this one for us. And I think it's a team that has matured. I am a little bit sad that they will be missing Kalidou Koulibaly, who had a yellow card that was actually disqualifying him from the finals, but he still got an injury on top of that, and a few other players. But I think the players who even came on to substitute the veterans who are leaving for different reasons have been very, very good. Mane is playing his last AFCON side song.
Yes.
And he took them to the finals with his strike in the semis. So I believe he's going to be really, really good for them in the finals as well. And it's going to be a very competitive match. But for me, I would easily tip it towards Senegal.
At home against the Morocco?
I do not really... I don't want to be to be deluded by the home advantage in this case. I want to believe that I have watched Senegal and seen them play the near perfect game. With the ball and without the ball, that team is probably the most compact team playing in the AFCON right now. So as it stands, I will expect Senegal to go and win the AFCON tomorrow.
Senegal, the Lions of Teranga, of course we wish them very well, but remember that the home advantage is always key and the support. But the Lions of Teranga has a very good team. They have a 17-year-old Papa Ndiaye there, and they have Jackson there. They have Ilman Diaye from Everton there. So it's a compact team, ex-Premier League team.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's very interesting to have those guys playing. And of course, today we are saying the performance of Michael Carrick has been very well. And he's showed United fans what is in store for them.
Yes. If they continue believing in his ideology and if they keep on doing what they did today, then they will be unstoppable. Yeah, they're in a very good position in the league. I know not the position that Man used to be in previous years when they were always in contention. It was, you realize, by the way, for some time between, I think, 2004 and 2010, it was always Chelsea or Manchester United, one or the other. So not exactly the same times, but at least the fans can look at today's game and think that all is not lost.
It's not lost.
Yeah.
And there's a City fan who said, here for me, I have no complaints. Man United were the far better side team today. Truth be told, we were lucky. It was just 2-0. City should have not been getting City should not be getting played off the pitch. Just a bad day in the office.
That is true. It's a bad day in the office, and I'm glad that a fan can look at their team and admit that today they did not deserve victory. 100% wasn't deserved. And like we said, it could easily have been 5 goals or more, and City did not muster any reply after the disallowed goals, after the allowed goals, after the strikes that went against the crossbar stuff. Yeah, they did not muster any response throughout the 90 minutes. So football is played on the pitch. It's not about what should have been done or what they had planned to do. It's about what exactly was done, and they didn't do anything to warrant a point or 3. So yeah, it was Manu's game, and all credits to them. That was a good game, and they deserve all the plaudits.
Another guy from it's called CD saying, as a City fan, I have no complaints. Man United were the far better side today. No, there is one. City just expected to turn up and win today, thinking United would roll over. And how wrong were they? If this is a new direction for United, the league will be exciting again. And as a City fan, it is good to bring some competitiveness back to the derby.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, that is very true. There needs to be that competitiveness. We can't go to derbies always thinking or imagining that one team has, on paper, is the more superior a team. We have to have that kind of, the way Real Madrid and Barcelona matches.
You can't tell.
You can tell until the match is played.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Yeah, you can tell it's competitive, and you say, okay, fine, this time you are lucky, next time we'll get you. But it's got to a point where you're always thinking Man City will always, win the Manchester derby. And that was starting to get boring, and I'm really, really happy that Manchester United is roaring back. That will be a very good thing for future football fans, Most of them have, fans who've started watching football in the past 5 years don't know that Manchester United was once
a dominant team.
A dominant team, yes. Yeah. They wouldn't understand. But it's good, it's all coming back right now. If what we saw tonight, this evening is anything to go by.
Okay. So the matches are underway, all of them, of course. As we had predicted, around 6 matches are underway. Let me tell you the matches which are underway. Chelsea versus Brentford is on the 3rd minute at Stamford Bridge. Leeds United versus Fulham is on, of course, in Leeds. And, of course, Liverpool versus Burnley at Anfield. Sunderland at Crystal Palace is still on in Sunderland. And Tottenham versus West Ham. And remember, in this Tottenham side, we didn't talk about Conor Gallagher.
Yeah.
Remember, he's back.
Conor is back in the EPL.
Yeah.
I thought for some time for Diego Simeone, he was the right player because he's a very energetic player. He's very aggressive as well. And this is the kind of style that Atletico plays under their coach. For the longest time, they have been known to be the team that will break legs and run for 90 minutes and probably not have much of the ball, but they have these kinds of players. So until he started being on the bench way too much, I thought he was going to be a very big success in La Liga. But I'm glad he's back. We've seen players go and come back. We've seen Granit Xhaka go to Bundesliga and come back and do well. So I really hope he's going to do well. And with his experience, probably the midfield is going to function yet again. They have lost some very good players in that defensive midfield. For the many years I've watched Tottenham from Dembele to Victor Wanyama to some really, really solid names in defensive or holding midfield. And right now with Conor Gallagher and his experience, probably it's time for them to dominate games again.
Very, very, very true, because that's a new man. And we hope that he's going to carry the team forward. And, of course, alongside Randa Kolo Muani, who starts at the up front. That means Yves Bissouma, the Malian, will sit on the bench if you have Gallagher in. And then Solanke also at the front will always sit also in the bench, because it's Solanke who used to play as a number 9, and of course Bissouma as that role where Gallagher has taken today.
Yeah.
So thank you very much, Peter Theuri. We go for a break. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we will wind down the clock and tell you at halftime how the games are. Keep listening. It's the pitch side. I'm your host, CEO Charles Otieno and Peter Theuri.
.4 Spice FM, Nairobi.